U.S. Secretary of Labor Lori Chavez-DeRemer. Great to have you on, Madam Secretary. Thank you. So as Americans hit the road to celebrate with their families, what message do you have for them about the U.S. economy's turnaround since President Trump returned to the White House just 7 months ago?
Well, just a few highlights. And again, thank you for having me on this Labor Day weekend. I will be heading down to Erie, Pennsylvania for the Labor Day parade. And I have been on my 50-state tour to talk about what the president has done since he took office. And when I think about the highlights, the consumer confidence being up, unemployment holding steady, 500,000 new jobs across this country, a lot of focus on upskilling and reskilling our workforce. The earn while you learn, the blue collar boom is here. We're going to rebuild America, and that will help us celebrate the 250 years of the men and women who built this country. The pride the president has brought back has been amazing. I am on the ground again, 32 states I will finish up as of today. A few more to go, and it's been exciting because people are excited about the growing economy. People want to get back to work. We see businesses reinvesting. We see prices down. We see gas prices down, really for the first time on Labor Day since the president took office. So, again, consumer confidence, real wages, 1.4% in wage growth. And so, it's been an exciting time. So I'm here. I get excited to talk to the American worker and talk to the American businesses. I've traveled around, and New England is where I'm at now. 6 states we're wrapping up over these last 4 days, and then we'll head back and make sure that we have this story ready to go for the president, as I did in the last cabinet meeting, updating him on how we're moving around this country.
Yeah, and you mentioned that cabinet meeting, and I know you gave a lot of encouraging updates during that cabinet meeting just a few days ago. Unemployment holding steady, huge boost in private sector jobs, massive tax cuts, and I know that you credit a lot of it to President Trump's one big, beautiful bill. Can you explain how his signature legislation is protecting the American workforce?
Well, again, thank you for that question, and I really want to, thank Congress for passing really one of the most significant pieces of legislation that probably they'll ever vote on that really boosted the economy and the American worker. And that's where that America First policy has come from the president. We're looking at things through the lens of the American worker. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, expansion of Pell Grants. It's one of the things that I love to talk about. So oftentimes there is a barrier to entry for education. And when we have that expansion of Pell Grants for something less than a 4-year degree, that is going to boost the economy. Oftentimes I get asked about childcare when we talk about the expansion of child tax credits. We've seen that come into play. The president really took a hard look about what was missing for the American people, and this is how he answered the call. And this is going to be great with saving thousands of jobs. It is the biggest tax reduction that Americans will see. And, Democrats took a look at it as well. They knew it was good for the economy, and they were willing to vote for a tax hike. So I think Republicans got it right, and Americans are going to benefit from it.
And I know you mentioned you're more than halfway through your 50-state America at Work tour. And so you're getting to talk to people that are everyday Americans out there in the workforce. What are you hearing from them on this tour?
Well, I just was in, as I mentioned, I'm in New England, and I was at the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard, and where they're building submarines and making sure that our country is safe on a national security level, but also all of the trades that we're going through there. Over 55,000 trainees will go through there every single year. When I think about that when you're talking about welders, when you're talking about, electricians, anything that is happening, there's so many young men and women that this has changed their lives. And so again, the one big beautiful bill helped that, but also we're seeing it in not only in the public sector, which has often happened, we're now seeing it in the private sector, where private companies are also registering their young people in apprenticeship programs. One of the executive orders by the president when I took office was 1 million active apprentices across this country. And now we're on the road to see that. Over 185,000 we've signed up just in the last few months, and that's key. You mentioned at the top, 84% of new job growth has been also in the private sector. They need that workforce. It's answering the call of market demands. And so that's what I'm hearing on the ground. What do we need? How do we need them? How quickly do we need them? And then working with our state partners and our community colleges and our technical schools in order to get the men and women trained so they can get right out on the job and provide for mortgage paying jobs.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.